Shifting gears now to China, the country's new president, Xi Jinping, is on his first overseas trip, stopping in Africa this week for an economic summit. But all eyes are not on the new leader. Instead, his wife, First Lady Peng Liyuan, is grabbing all the media attention.
When Xi Jinping and his wife Peng Liyuan arrived in Moscow recently on state business, the usual arrival pictures were circulated in the press and online. But unlike in the past, when official media would have focused on Xi's meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, this time around it was Peng who made the headlines. In contrast to her predecessors as First Lady, Peng Liyuan is a very well-known figure in China, with a long and highly successful career as a folk singer, until more recently when she's taken a back seat to her husband's political career. But with these new pictures, the talk online is that Peng may be allowed to flourish in her new role, giving China a much-needed soft power boost. Hu Xijin, the editor of the Global Times newspaper, posted on his microblog, when Chinese people saw them emerge at the same time, they couldn't tell who looked more familiar. The Chinese people have been waiting a long time for this scene. Meanwhile, net user Shenzhen Shenhai said, "Awesome, the singer that our generation really likes, but we haven't seen her for almost 10 years. I'm really happy to see her now. It feels like I'm back in middle school." One of the reasons that Peng's appearance has sparked such a reaction is the contrast she presents to the past. Except for Mao Zedong's last wife, Jiang Qing, the wives of Chinese leaders have been subdued both in appearance and in role. Jiang's part in the horror of the Cultural Revolution may have ensured that her successors stayed in the shade. Deng Xiaoping's wife, Zhuo Lin, Jiang Zemin's wife, Wang Yeping, and Hu Jintao's wife, Liu Yongqing, have all played the dowdy, retiring spouse to perfection. But Peng's re-emergence has sent the stereotype packing. As well-known commentator Hong Huang wrote online, "We finally have a beautiful First Lady." Net users in China immediately began to speculate on the brand of Peng's trench coat and handbag, with enterprising sellers on e-commerce platform Taobao immediately advertising coats in the style of Peng's. Posters then discovered that the coat was made by Chinese brand Exception, drawing comparisons to the moment when Michelle Obama first started wearing dresses by previously little-known designer Jason Wu. But the very fact that fashion and politics are mixing in the mainstream sparked web user TaoTaoK to remark that ordinary people were watching the national news on TV as if it were an entertainment program, evoking the same pride as Olympic medalists or Oscar-winning director Ang Lee. So far, at least, Xi Jinping's wife hasn't actually done anything differently as First Lady, except for dressing more fashionably. But she's expected to have the public profile of a foreign First Lady rather than a Chinese one, and if that happens, it truly will mark a departure from the past. For LinkAsia, I'm Mark Dreyer in Beijing.
US Airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.